episode. Just trying to get situated. Man, what's happening, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day, man. My hearts. Like I got multiple. My heart is going out for those people that right now, man, Florida. Whew, mercy. I know a lot of people have evacuated. Some people are hunkering down, man. But I just pray that y'all can ride this thing out, man, because the fallout is gonna be crazy. Like rebuilding, crazy. Anyway, we're gonna have this conversation today, man. We're gonna be talking about watches today. Like y'all, it's no surprise. What's going on in Victor's Showcase? What's happening? Welcome in. Today, I'm gonna be talking about a number of companies, man, brands and things of that nature, man. Trends that we following, and a watch brand that I got a chance to see. When was it? I think it was June. We had an event here in Indy. It was actually in the Castleton. Well, it's past Castleton. Where were we at? Keystone area. Reese Nichols had a watch event, and they had a number of people there. It's a Soul, Oris. Who else was there? I don't think they had a Tudor rep, but I know they had Hamilton, Shinola. So I'm going to talk about Shinola. I'm going to talk about this podcast I was looking at this morning. That was the first piece of content that I absorbed this morning, and it is the Wrist Check podcast. I believe the name of their channel is Super Niche. I didn't know that. I was calling, unless they changed the name, but I didn't know they were called Super Niche. So at this point in time, what's going on, Robert Wood, man? How you doing? We're praying for those in Florida. Yeah, man, most definitely. Actually, good afternoon. Oh, it is. Wait a minute, it is afternoon. Wrist check. If you're catching this on replay, so we're 2 minutes in. Replay team, let me know what you were wearing at the time of watching this. I just switched up. I had this Spinnaker on this morning. I was rocking this Spinnaker, right? That's the whole California dial NH35 on leather, but I had to switch over to my Glycine Airman. You can't play games with that. You can't play games with that. Hio Silver. So anyway, I was watching a podcast this morning, and they had a few conversations. They were talking about Boulevard, and now I know the pronunciation. Some people say Boulevard, some people say Bolova. I believe Bolova is the proper way. I was raised up on Boulevard, so I love saying Boulevard. So there's a movie that they have out. I learned about that today. It's like an hour long. I would like to see this movie. And after watching this podcast, the two gentlemen that were actually performing this, it was inspiring watching it. But they talked about Shinola, right? And what I did was, if you want to go down, I left a few links. So one is to Exquisite, and I'm just going to just throw this out there. So I know people working right now, people probably doing whatever they're doing, moving and grooving. If you want to grab those links, man, go down there. I have a link to the podcast that I looked at. It's the very last link that you'll see. But the first one is a watch I want to talk about that I didn't even know existed, right? It's by a company called Chronoswiss. It's the Dracula. Dude, I left a link, and this is at Exquisite right now. I left a link to that watch as well as the YouTube channel. So I'll tell you this. Once you go to the link, before you go look at the watch, look at the YouTube channel first. It's somebody from Exquisite actually did it, man. This watch is crazy. It's crazy. The case that it comes in, I'm not even going to tell you what it is, but the case is crazy. The price, it's out of my price range, but just look at the watch. Trap Citizen Eco Drive, black dial, brown leather strap. I have to post my watch over on Instagram. I'll do that after this. Just got in a new that Surveyor Day. Yes. Oh man, bro. Yeah. Oh, and hey Rob, so I was watching, you showed your Iron Man. You know what's crazy? I bought that Iron Man when you showed it. I said, wait a minute, I bought that. That was the first watch I bought with the first check that I received from the Army. That was the first watch I bought, bro. I think I may still have that watch. I want to say I still have it. I have to look through all my little. I have a case of stuff, man, like watches and things that I have. And yeah, man, it was very nostalgic when you showed that watch yesterday. I was like, oh man, I remember that. Pretty sure it's dead right now, but just saw yesterday's show. Your shirt said Indy 316. What does that refer to? That was actually that's a Stone Cold shirt. I bought that when at a wrestling event. Ooh, 10 years ago. Yeah, so that's Austin 316. But when he came to Indy, he said, Indy, Austin 316 said I just whipped shirt, you know. Yeah, so that's a WWE shirt. I wore my original as my only watch from 1992 to 1999. That's what I bought, man, in 1999. That's what I got, man, in 1999. That is hilarious. Watchdog, what's going on, man? So let me just kick some stuff out to you real quick, man. I want to talk about these, man. And Rob, I will look, man. I know you guys be hitting some topics. If you guys haven't been over to the Watch Hangout, man, oh, most definitely go to the Watch Hangout, dude. That's like my favorite. Like as far as panel people, watch people, that it's hilarious. And I had left a comment like I think 2 episodes ago. I said, man, this show is off the rails. And Rob goes, was it ever on the rails? I was like, yeah, fair, touche. But I'll tell you this. I want to talk about brand names, trends that we follow right now. One of the discussions I've had with a number of you guys is the prices of these watches, and are watches priced out to the point where you just like, hey, I'm done. I can't fool with it, right? Interesting article on Shinola. For me, it may be different for you. I typed in Shinola watch review, and the first thing that this pops up, what YouTube did to me is not fair to Shinola, but I'm gonna tell you what YouTube did. YouTube pulled up the first 10 videos are videos that are 8 years old, 6 years old, and every last one of them, the first 10 are the time in 2016 when Shinola ran into the issue with it being built in Detroit with Swiss parts and stuff like that. It was a blemish on the company at that time, and they had their thing. But here's the crazy thing is, if you follow Shinola, they got a following like none other. I got a chance to meet a rep. Like I said, I think it was like early June. They had that at Reese Nichols. I want to say it was early June or at the end of May. Whichever month it was, the rep there, and I can't remember her name, but she was so informative. She was like the bomb. She was a great representation for the brand, and there she had a partner there that knew more than she did. Now, what she did for me was, as I'm asking questions, I didn't know that they started off as a bicycle company. I didn't know that they did leather goods and stuff like that. They had the wall clocks, desk clocks. They have a number of goods and services that they do outside of the watches. I'm looking at the watch as a whole, and I said, okay, that watch is expensive for me, right? But before I judged, I said, okay, tell me a little bit more about it, because I don't know if you're like me. What's up, Nerd with Swag? I look at, okay, you're asking for a dollar amount, right? This watch right here, I paid $189 for this watch, I believe, $190, I want to say, right? So what can you get for $190 in that price point? For me, look at this watch as a whole. It has a California dial. It has like a stone texture to it, almost like charcoal or what have you. It has an NH35 signed crown. Has great water resistance, screw down crown. It's not going in the water because of the leather strap, but it's a beautiful watch. And I think, for the price composition, I think it's an amazing watch. I didn't know anything about Spinnaker. I was going off of word of mouth. People was like, hey, Spinnaker is a great alternative. And this is how it was pitched to me. They said, yo, bro, if you like Invicta, you'll love this. It's a great bridge. It's a great transition from like, you like something polarizing? They got it. Great price point. I said, okay, cool. So then when you look at it, look at the finishing. So now my mind is already geared up to, this is an amazing watch. So what other watch companies will give you something just as good as this at that price point? Around that $200 and below price point. And of course, anybody that has been on AliExpress or the Alibaba websites, you'll see they got watches as low as $85, $69 for quartz, but $85 for something like that, and boom, you good to go, right? Get out of here. Let me look at the. No, I'm from Chicago, man, so neither one. I'm sorry, I'm a Chicago boy. I was just scrolling and heard Iron Man, so this is a watch-related channel. Yes, it is. We're talking about a watch, a digital watch from Timex. Watchdog, drink water. Okay, I will. Beat the heat, drill sergeant, beat the heat. We talk about all makes of watches. Yeah. Oh, yes, we do. Yeah, I checked out your account. Man, I love watches. Oh, man, you love watches. Hey, look, and this is where I'm at with it right now, man. I was inspired by the conversations I've had with a number of watch collectors. I talked to a number of you guys this past week, man. You guys have been just hitting me up, loading me up with different stuff. You guys have either texted me or emailed me different watch companies to look for. But right now, I'm stuck on Shinola. And Shinola, they have a number. I'm a dive watch guy. I love dive watches, which a lot of you guys are, and gals. A lot of you guys and gals are dive people. And whether you dive or go swimming or not, you may be a desk diver all day. But I'm telling you, after looking at Shinola's history, I said, man, you know what? Did you know that I want to say they have over 400 employees that's working there up in Detroit. And everybody knows that these people used to work on like a Dodge, you know what I'm saying? These people worked at the automotive plants at one point. Now they're building watches and other goods for people, man. And so I left a link to that podcast. The link I left to the podcast will send you straight to the podcast I looked at today. However, I will tell you to go on their website, hit the video link, and then go down and find the one where they did the what was it? They did the walkthrough of Shinola, and just get an idea before. And I'm not telling you to run over to Shinola and go buy a watch. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored by anybody I'm talking about except for two people, and I'll get to them in a second. But it's just for great information. And even with making those decisions and seeing if you want to support, a company like that, because we do get into that, there's a lot of Swiss-made items that we buy. There's a lot of items, watch companies that we gravitate to, like the Omegas and things of that nature. So the argument, this was the argument between me and a collector, and we weren't arguing with each other. We were like, yo, bro, how is it that if you have a brand that's American made or built here, and they outsource the parts and they assemble the watch here and they ask for $3,000, people here be like, oh, that's too much. But you'll consider Chopard, you'll consider Rolex, you'll consider Omega, right? And we were just talking. I said, well, these other brands that we're talking about, bro, like they've been marketed, they're well known. He was like, yeah, but if you love watches, have you ever heard of Chronoswiss? And I'm asking this question because I was looking at Chronoswiss. It's the Delphis. What's it called? Delphis Dracula. Just go look at it. I'm not even gonna tell you the price. It's down. It's in the link. It's in there. But we were just talking about that, and I can actually get behind a company like Shinola just to support, because it is built in Detroit. It's built like now, and they do a lot, man. And you have to look at the whole story. And I feel like if you're gonna invest that kind of money, you have to know the history of this company. And I'm just saying, you should know something other than just, hey, Trap bought that watch, so I'm gonna buy it, and you don't know nothing else. Don't just take my word for it. Hold up, the Kraken. Spinnaker got some solid watches. Yes, they do. Let's see, Jerry, how many Sabako Noma 8s are you going to pick up? Are they out to free P Diddy? No, for what? Why you? What's up, Oscar? Panerai Homage. Yeah, yep. That's pretty much it. You see that cushion case, bro? That's why I gravitated to it, man. I love the design cues. Shinola asking a little too much for what they offer to me. And that's fair. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna find, everyone's not gonna find the value out of that, because let's face it, if like, what is one of their dive watches? One of their dive watches, what is it, over $2,000 or around the $2,000 mark? Because I know there's somebody in the chat right now. If you have a dive watch and it is Swiss made, there's collectors right now that say, okay, you're asking, let's throw out a number, $1,800. You're asking $1,800 for a dive watch that's all Swiss made, sapphire crystal, sapphire sandwich, great finishing and stuff like that. But at the $1,800 mark, some people like, yo, does it have COSC certification? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not so much, concerned about the brand name too much, but what are you giving me other than just a Swiss movement and some great finishing and stuff like that? I need a little more. Everybody wants more bang for their buck. That's why you got levels. It's just like when you go shopping for a car. So anybody that likes Chevy, if you bought a Chevy anything, right, and it said LS is the lowest standard. That's like at the bottom level. Then you got an LT, right? Then you got all the way up to Premier. And I want to say, is it a level before? I don't think it was a level past Premier, but yeah, there's levels to these things, and for each level, you want to know that, hey, okay, so this car base model, 20,000. Okay, I need a little bit more amenities. I need a sunroof. Well, we got an LT, that's 24,000. Okay, well, it does this, and you look at like, oh, what's that model? Oh, like that's a Premier. Oh, the sound system. You got a bigger screen on the dash. You got all these other features, but you're looking at 43,000. You're like, whew. So you see where you went from 20 to 43, just like that, just depending on what level you want. But that's how we shop for watches too. Some of us do. Some of us just go straight to the name. I have some family reunions coming up, and I have to travel. There's an event this weekend, I believe, out in New York. Is it this weekend? I know Windup is coming up. Christopher Ward Trident. Ooh, yeah. Super Troll. Afternoon, my good brother. What's going on? I have seen them and don't think they're worth that kind of money. And that's the thing too, is I want to get y'all feedback on that, man. Do you think it's worth it? Does the heritage of a watch company move any of you guys? Or are you in a position right now where it's just, hey man, I'm not spending over $1,000? Because I know there's some people that's not spending over a certain dollar amount. For money, Shinola's asking, I'd rather buy a Tudor. I think, you know what? Would you guys consider participating in this? I was thinking about doing this. I may do a poll later on today. Watches at the $5,000 mark. I'll give you guys 5 choices. I'm curious to see what you guys choose. As if you have $5,000, what would you get? And let me do some research, because y'all know Tudor's gonna be on there. You already know Tudor's gonna be one of them. That's gonna be the top one next weekend. Trap. I'll be in VA. Okay, they are both next weekend in New York. Both Windup and Watch Time. Okay. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I knew something was coming up. Well, here's I don't have it wound. It's not wound up. Hold up. Let me go ahead and wind this watch up real quick. Oh, yeah. What time is it? It's after... Okay. It's after 1. I gotta set this, man. The date police might pop in, so I want to make sure that my date is right at least. I gotta make sure that's at least set. How many of you guys like Aragon? I know Space G, he's an Aragon fanatic. Tudor Chrono 2 tones, black dial. Oh yeah, you in there then. You're in there. Okay, so you guys know that when I was talking about sponsors and stuff like that, the one channel I mentioned, Rich Check Podcast, I subscribed to them, I want to say last month or month before last. Watched a couple of videos. I think they got some great content over there. Their wrist checks be crazy when they do it. Yeah, they wrist check, man. I ain't got nothing for them, bro. They got some heat on their wrist, you know. I think, and I got to get their names. I have to learn. I have to learn their names, man. But one had a watch I've never heard of, and the other one had, of course, he had the Sprite GMT Destro style Rolex, right? So they're into those, you know, like just some high-end horology timepieces, but they breaking it down. They'll break watches down, and they've been like through a lot of, like, I guess events or what have you, man. So I've been following a little bit of what they've been doing. I'm gonna do a deeper dive into them, man. But like they pose some serious issues, man, like that I like. I was like, man, you know what? I'll jump down that rabbit hole. I'll definitely jump down that rabbit hole. But again, there's a company that I didn't put a link to, but Moyer Jewelers, they have Bell & Ross. And if you look at this one, that is a Bell & Ross style piece from Aragon. You know what I'm saying? And you can, now it's pretty thick, but this watch, man, you can get this watch for about 150 bucks, 160 bucks. NH35 in it, signed crown. And there's, Aragon has a following, just like how Shinola has a following, just like I'm finding out that Spinnaker has a following. Okay, I'll call you as soon as I'm done. Let me see, we'll be on 20. Give me like 10 minutes. So every company has their own following. And anybody that knows Space G, which he just created his own YouTube channel, it's called Riskful Ignorance. He is an Aragon fanatic, but he has so much knowledge about all type of brands, man. And there was one watch that he said he absolutely loved. If he had the money, he would get. I can't think of the name of it. It was something crazy, and it's like a very complicated watch. I can't remember the name of the watch. What up, Bob? I know you. Hey. Tudor holds more value than Shinola. Yeah, you know what? But I wonder would that be said by Shinola fans? I'm curious about that, because I know some people will die on the hill for their watch. They be like, I'm not budging, and I'm diving in a little more with the Shinola, and I think their story is pretty interesting. You know. With them, I guess like I said, in 2016, they had that blemish of, you know, where the watch was actually built and made and stuff like that. But I mean, what watch company isn't without controversy? There's always some controversial points when it comes to watches, man, and you like what you like, man. But I think, you know, I'll hit you with the main question, as far as that's in the thumbnail, in the title, is like, are watches getting too expensive? Are you willing to continue to go down that rabbit hole of chasing certain brands? Is the watch company that you've been following, are they expensive, too expensive? Or in this case, there was a company, I don't want to pick on them too bad, but like there's a company where some people are a little upset with, one, their customer service, two, the quality of their watches, three, I guess this will fall into the quality. They were used to getting value movements in these watches. They were used to getting their Swiss excellence, right? And then that was replaced by the VD53s, the VD54s, the PC movements, the PC23s and 34s and stuff like that, the cheaper quartz movements. And the 8040Ns are solid movement to put in a watch. But I know some people, and this is, again, I don't want to pick on stuff. Oh, but let me go back to my point. When I researched Shinola, YouTube literally gave me the first 10 videos of how people was dogging this company out, man. And had I not experienced Shinola for myself, I'd have been like, man, dude, some of these videos, man, and I'm pretty sure that if I go back through some of my early videos, there's some stuff that I wish I was like, ugh. What was I thinking about, you know? But of course, you want to get those views. You want people to think you're interesting or whatever the case is. And I think in some cases, those guys and gals may stand by what they said back then. but they were harsh, man. It was some harsh ones, boy, that I was looking at today. I said, God, dog, it was like, it was utter trash. It was garbage, man. And I've learned one lesson about me criticizing, a company. I've had the pleasure of going to Kokomo Watch Company and seeing how they work. And Palmer Jewelers is a part of that too. And I'll tell you this, guys, if you made it 25 minutes in, check out Palmer Jewelers, because one thing I don't talk about ever is the jewelry side of the house. Because a lot of these places outside of Jake over there at Trifecta, Jake has no jewelry. He has accessories like that, but like Palmer Jewelers has earrings, rings, diamonds, you know what I'm saying? So like, if you want to go check that out, because I talked to them this morning, I said, like, how's your online game going? They're like, oh man, we service a lot of people everywhere. So check out Palmer's Jewelers. I didn't link them. I will link them after this publication. But I learned a lesson about talking trash about, a company, because I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know what their intentions are outside of making money. Some of them may want to make enough money to not just take care of their family, but, provide for their communities. Not sure. You drive to North VA off 95, 495. We can meet somewhere near there. Oh, okay. Yo, meet up. And, you're flying. Order me some. Okay. Timex has lost their rabbit mind. $500. Yeah. And that's another thing too, bro, is, in my humble opinion, this gives other companies opportunities to win you over. Seeing that Robert Wood showed a classic, I will in turn show a classic that this watch I'm gonna show you, which is a Casio, fares just as well as any Rolex based video, right? And that is that bad boy right there. I showed this the other day, and I was telling the young man here, he was just being born when this watch came out originally. I remember this watch being at Walgreens, man, just in a little case, clear case, you can see straight through it. They didn't have the box of what they have now. It was just in a whole little clear case, and it had Casio at the bottom. And my sister bought me this when I was younger. She bought me the calculator watch too. But dude, you can't tell me that this watch isn't talking. Like, when you say, like, when you put this on screen, put it in a thumbnail, have a whole video around it, bro, you get not just the views, you get conversation. People, it's nostalgic. But dude, a $20 watch, $16 or whatever the case is, you can find it like fairly cheap. And then what the fun part is, you can mod this watch too. There's so many channels where people are literally taking this watch apart and putting clear mods on it. And that reminds me of back in the day, we used to do the pagers, right? So you can make it look like an old pager, like the old Motorola's, man, the clear case. Some of y'all youngsters, y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Like, what's a pager? Yeah, man, Arch. Don Wine on my lunch break. What's good? What's good, man? Coming along, trying to keep my pain under control. All right. Hopefully next week I can get my stitches out. Okay, yeah. Wearing the pink dial Aragon Concept S for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Yeah, man, that one right there, man. But yeah, I think there now that watch that I referred to you guys. If you go on my link, you're gonna be like, Trap, you done lost your last mind, bro. What in the world? I just want you to look at the watch. It's a very interesting watch down in my description right now. It's very expensive. It's very expensive. You know what I'm saying? But like, shoot, somebody might buy that thing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I encourage you, share it out. You may have somebody that want that watch that's like, hey, I don't mind. I'll go ahead and buy the watch. And yeah, tell them, hey, Trap sent you. Use Trapvision as a code. That's from Exquisite Timepieces, which again, yeah, your boy's there. And then another one, I left a link to Trifecta Watches, man. Holla at Jake. Both of those are down in the description. That new Murph came out yesterday or the day before yesterday. Or it was the first. I think it was available on the first, man. So anybody that's looking at that, it's a 38 millimeter. They changed the colorway. It's a white dial. It's textured. I haven't looked at it yet. I just saw it on. I haven't been able to get up there recently, but you know we'll get to it. Good afternoon, Michael. How are you today? How are you doing? I hope everything is going well with you and your family. I want to show you guys another watch, and this will be the last watch of today that I'm going to showcase, and then we'll be out of here. And it's a company that is from Austria, second hour, right? John Stride. Now, this is an older model. They, of course, have had some other models, but this was actually the first watch that I got to handle that had that internal rotating bezel. Hold up. Let me go ahead and pop it so you can see that sucker moving. Y'all see that? Bi-directional. The lume on it, you have lume there. Price, I don't know what these are going for now. They're under $1,000. They're under $1,000. But again, here's a big question for you: are you being priced out? Do you feel, are you guys changing up the brands that you have? Now, this question isn't for Bob or Jay Jones, because I know you guys are not going to be priced out, you know, unless Invicta and Aragon go up on their watches by $100. Yeah, I know you guys will continue buying those, but I know people that's buying Seiko, you can still find reasonable price Seiko, but like for the most part, buying them new, there's certain models that's going up. And based on what Jake was expressing last week, he was able to give at least a 25% discount. Now it's like Seiko won't allow more than 20%. So they're like, hey, look, time out for that. And maybe that's hurting their bottom line, man. I'm pretty sure like they don't want to end up like Red Lobster. And if you guys don't know the story of that, Red Lobster went from having that seasonal endless shrimp to it was just year round, and they literally lost $11 million doing that. So I wonder how many watch companies are pressed like that right now, which I don't know. I can't speak to it. I don't have enough information to make I can only say I can't imagine, because dude, Seiko, man, people are buying into Seiko. Seiko has some amazing dial colors out right now, man. Some great looking watches. And I think, you know, like the price point, it works for some people, because, I mean, some of these watches are silly expensive. I'm finally going to get to meet your visitor watch guy. Phil, yeah, man. They're coming to Austin for Intersect. Yeah, Phil, man, he's a great guy, man. Rob, if you can guys, and I'm pretty sure he'll do it. If he'll do a video, man, he'll be a great, interesting guy to have on y'all podcast, man. That dude is an enthusiast, man. And you'll see what I'm talking about, man. Like, I've talked to some enthusiasts before, and some people they're so enamored with watches as a whole, horology overall. That's just them. Phil is one of those guys. Phil, man, I actually got a chance to interview him. We talked about the watches and stuff like that, but it was the conversation after that, after the camera stopped rolling. Man, I probably sat with him for another hour and just picked his brain. We talking, and man, that's a great guy to talk to. Michael is new. Yes, Michael is new here. Seiko quality has fallen off a bit. I'm out on Seiko. Oh, you're out? That's the bad thing, man. I'm seeing a lot of people saying that right now. Hey, my bad, bro. You told me to go live, bro. Trap, I was buying Seiko, but like you said, some prices went up. Yeah, man. Seiko went crazy in Citizen watches. Citizen, I think, is on a tear right now. In my humble opinion, they're just on a different level as far as watches. They are filling in. They're giving fan service, and they're filling in that market, man, because their prices are just about everywhere. So you can get a high-end Citizen at $1,000. Then you can get them at the $625 mark, but they give you like what Citizens is offering up to 30% discount. Then you got the, you know what I'm saying, the $300 mark, and then you got some even lower. Man, they are fulfilling a market, you know, and plus you got that prestige of the heritage. Citizen is great. Citizen, like I'm gonna say, is out there like #1 company because they got Miyota. They own Miyota movements. Like, and how many companies are buying those movements? I mean, you get the high beat, but you don't have to spend an arm and a leg. And I've been posting on Instagram lately, man, like just buying watches that, you know, even Swiss made watches that don't kill you, man. 20 people watching, only 6 likes. Yo, Omega 7, hey Trap, Tissot came out with a new carbon. I saw that. So the thing about that carbon, they haven't moved to the dealers yet. They are scheduled to get to those dealers later on this month. They haven't shipped out yet. It's free to hit that thumbs up. It is. It is. Hey, we have to hit that thumbs up. Thank you guys. I have my Pops old Seiko from Vietnam War, Captain Willard. Oh crap! This thing is worth over $1,000 now. Oh man, bro, that watch. Forget that. The price you put in there, can't put a price on that one. That one. Anybody that knows me know, man, anything that's military based, I'm on it. But anything that's been in service, in duty, bro, that thing, man, that's an heirloom, bro. That is an heirloom. That's non-negotiable. That's what, you know what, I'm gonna tell you this. This is why I would say, I answered this question the other day. I have a lot of amazing watches that I would hate to have to get rid of at one point, but if it came down to it where it was a pinch and go type of situation, I would much rather have this on my wrist if I had to lose every other watch that I have. And everybody's different. Some people are like, hey, I want something that, you know, that's a value that I can sell or something like that. But if I wasn't, like, case in point, if I was in that situation with, what do you call that, Hurricane Helene, I normally sleep with a watch anyway. I know some of you guys don't. I've heard you guys testify like you don't, and it's between this or my PRX chronograph. If I go to sleep, I got it's on there. If I had to get up and it's a fire raging or a tornado tearing up, I ain't grabbing nothing but my family and we out. Everything else is replaceable. And if I don't have a watch on, I'll just start over because I got enough insurance to start over. I'll just start over. Let's see, Julius, I plan on rebuilding. Oh, wait a minute. Is this a Diddy party? Free.com. Artistic things. I want to buy Tissot. Which one is best? Well, it depends on what you want to spend. The Gentleman is a nice Tissot to actually start with, in my humble opinion. PRX is nice, the integrated bracelet, but I think a nice everyday piece, gotta, if you will, go anywhere, do anything, it will be the Gentleman. I think the Gentleman. Look that up. Matter of fact, I left a link to, now, the link I left in my description is going to take you to, there's 2 stores down there. One is Exquisite. The other one is Trifecta. Go to Trifecta, and you can click on the link. It's going to take you to the new Murph. But go above that, click on the link that says Trifecta that brings you back to the home screen, and type in Tissot and drop that down. Reach out to Jake and tell him, yo, I saw this on Trap's channel. He going to take care of you. So, yeah, just know that. He'll take care of you. I have this. So those are the 2 people that I'm working with right now. Trifecta and Exquisite, man. I have nothing but, man, and I've talked to the people over there, Exquisite, and Exquisite has been featured on a number of channels, well, a few channels that I've seen. But I definitely, man, yeah, Trifecta, that's a spot, man. If you want it to Tissot, man, go holler at them. Most definitely. Great choice. The Jazz Masters. Yeah, that Jazz Master, quit playing. Now, it depends on what you want. And I don't even know, like, if you got a small wrist, The Jazzmaster is a bit thick. It is a chronograph. It sits up on the wrist a bit. But I absolutely love that Jazzmaster chronograph, bro. Unless you're talking about the other Jazzmaster, they have two versions. They have, what was the Jazzmaster with the open heart? That one's dope too. That one sits pretty. But I think that's to me feels like a specialty watch, man. That's like you don't wear that every day. The boom bap move. Man, who you been talking to, bro? Who you been talking to, man? Get out of here, H. Moser. H. Moser's dope too. A case that's made with cheese? Are you talking about what is that? Studio Underdog? My Magnums first, Janet second. Ooh. Ooh. I'm pinning that. I'm telling Janet, it's documented, y'all. Hey, everybody across the world, man. Hey, this is Magnum Vic. He coming in right now. He said my Magnums are first, Janet the second. I'm telling. I'm telling. Ooh. Wow. I love my dad. Seiko needs a new movement. Hey, Julius, do you have a watchmaker in your area? If you don't, I have some recommendations for you. Julius, if you're not following me on Instagram, I'd love to have a conversation with you, man. I know I can send you some places that can possibly help you out with that, change that movement out, or repair it to see whatever it is. And then you could talk to them. I'll just direct you straight to them. Trap, when are we getting Christopher Ward watches? I would say sometime next year. This year is over with. It's a bust for this year, bro. Like, I got cruises, I got all kind of stuff that's going on. But yeah. We'll try that. We'll try that next year. Love Christopher Ward, but their prices are quickly getting somewhat out of control for my budget. And so Michael, that is my biggest concern right now. Because for the people that's not in the market to buy right now, like right now, and with all of the different options, Christopher Ward absolutely has some great options for any watch collector. And I mean any watch collector, man. If you want something like the Bel Canto, that thing may be useless to, you know what I'm saying, as an everyday piece, but it is beautiful. It's a beautiful piece. The complications, that little chime, I think it's a great novelty to have in your collection. And it's just kind of showing, you know, this company's flex. You know, they've been a company for 20 years, which I didn't know that, but like Christopher Ward has been in business for 20 years. And I just think, you know, in comparison to what you see on the market right now, I think it's a great watch. It's a great watch company. Mike does a great job explaining Christopher Ward. And when you go to these events, they don't sell Christopher Ward there. They give you a tour of Christopher Ward. You buy into the brand. Now, you can buy it there online, but they don't sell like some of the companies. You can buy watches like Spinnaker and Long Island and stuff like that, the Islander watches. So, yeah. Can't be your friend now. You said it, bro. You said it. I didn't. I know there's some in my area, but I'll message you. Okay, yeah, just reach out to me, man. See, I can put you in touch with people that give you, you know what I'm saying, like the best options for you with that. My watch playing field is 1,000 and under. I don't go north of that often. Yeah, I feel you. Frederick Constance is another interesting brand around 1 to 3,000, like their High Life, the simple 3-hander version. Yes, I know what you're talking about, Von Krul. Yes, that is another one, and I would recommend Frederick Constance for anybody that really wants to dive into a luxury watch, but don't want to really get like slapped over the face or over the head with that extreme price, man. The watches, the finishing is amazing, man. The watches are beautiful. You know, watch is beautiful. But I'm gonna just tell you, like, really just dig into the history of the company. See if that's something that you want to buy into. Because right now, man, there's so many companies fighting for your dollar. Some companies got me priced out. I can't fool with it, bro. Can't fool with it. As much as I want to, I'm just like, I just saw Watching James just dropped a video on a Panerai homage, and that thing looks amazing. And it's under $200. And it got a seagull movement in it. It doesn't have hacking, but who cares? That watch is gorgeous. That watch is gorgeous, man. I would recommend you guys go over to that one. And I don't mind, again, I will send you guys to places that I've seen, channels that I watch. Absolutely go check out Watching James and look at the video he got. It may have been his last one or next to last video with that Panerai. If you like Panerai, that I'm gonna say is one of the best Panerai homages I've seen that I haven't held. So, crunk. Man, you know what? With that being said, bro, I'm out of here. I ain't fooling with you, man. You guys, yeah, I am. I'm out of here. Dad Mods can help with fixing that Seiko. Well, there you have it. There you have it. So yeah, all right, I'm done. Check out the links that I have down below, man, and we can go from there, man. If you guys have any questions, man, reach out to me on Instagram. It's Trapvision 3D. Yeah, that's the same link. You can actually go in my description, man. Hey, share this out, man. Let people know what we're talking about over here, man. I'll drop that what is it? The poll later. I'll drop the poll to see if you have $5 grand, what watches would you choose? I'm curious. I'm pretty sure Tudor is gonna win that one out. I'm almost positive Tudor is gonna win that one out, but I could be wrong. It's up to you guys, man. So I'll catch you guys later, and be blessed. Keep praying for the people down in Florida as well as North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So till the next lightning strike, we up out of this thing.